The law of God versus the law of the land. So-called marriage equality law has now been passed, which means that a man can marry a man and a woman can marry a woman. The purpose of this law is to legitimize same-sex marriage so that they may benefit the same fruits as a marriage between a man and a woman. God mandated that a mate and thus a marriage consist of members of the opposite sex when he created Eve from the rib of Adam. He did not mean Adam and Steve or Eve and Guinevere. He is omnipotent, meaning that he has all knowledge of all things. Thus, when he created Eve from the rib of Adam, he intended for the marriage to be between male and female. Yes, this law has been passed, which makes it legitimate throughout the land, but it's not the law of heaven. This is still an abomination in the land of heaven. This law has been passed by the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court cannot supersede the Supreme Being. Yes, it's a law passed by man, but God has already rendered his wrath against such behavior before. Let us not forget that. In the book of Genesis, Lot asked God if he could find 50 righteous people in the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, would God destroy the cities? God indicated he would not if 50 righteous people could be found there. Lot even asked if he could find 10 righteous people there, would God destroy the cities? Again, God indicated that he would not destroy the cities if 10 people could be found righteous there. Lot entered the cities and did not find one righteous soul. God then indicated that he would destroy the cities. He sent 2 angels there to advise Lot and his family that they should leave the city. Upon arriving, the angels went to the house of Lot. The men of the city came to Lot's house, demanding that he send these men, the angels, out to them so that they can know them carnally, which means in the flesh. Lot pleaded with these men to leave his guests alone, and he offered them his 2 daughters, indicating to these men that they had not known a man. These men refused and attempted to bust the door down. The angels was forced then to blind these men so that they could make their escape. And of course, God did indeed destroy the cities with fire and brimstone. The angels advised Lot to leave the city and don't look back. Of course, Lot's wife did look back, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. We know this story, whether we are Christian or non-Christian throughout the world. The truth is, God is no respecter of persons. What he would do to me, he would do to you. What he would do for me, he will also do for you. He is the same each day, all day, every day. Each century, all centuries, every century. He's unchanging. His word cannot come back void, which makes it imminent that the homosexuals of today are doomed to suffer the same fate, but God's word is unchanging. God is omnipotent, as I said before, having knowledge of all things. He doesn't make mistakes. He is omnipresent, everywhere at once. And he is omnipotent, having all power. This is the God we serve. Now, if this God that we serve, who is all powerful, all knowing, and present everywhere at once, if he allow people of today, the homosexuals of today, to avoid the fate of the homosexuals of the prior day or previous day, then what type of God would he be? That is not how he is. He is unchanging, which makes every individual who falls under the umbrella of this law today doomed to the same fate as those in the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. And any kind of excuses can be made as to the reason why God destroyed the cities. But that is the reason why he destroyed the cities. As I said, he is no respecter of persons. The marriage equality law today, anyone who is under that umbrella is going to suffer the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. An excuse can be made, but the truth is this. If you're on the same ship, and the bow of that ship is under the water, just because you're on the stern and it's not underwater, doesn't make you safe. Because it's imminent. It's a mathematical certainty that you are going to suffer the same fate as the bow of the ship. Sodom and Gomorrah, for an example, is the bow of the ship, and it has been underwater. So you will suffer the same fate homosexuals of today. That is the truth of the matter. I'm here to deliver the truth. God is no respecter of persons. I cannot say that enough. He is not. Some say they were born that way. And thus, if God made them that way, then it must be all right with them. I say to this blasphemy that he wasn't born that way. If he was born that way, what type of God would he be? He's going to destroy someone hundreds of years ago for the same behavior he instills in you at birth? Listen to what you're saying. He's God. He is not flawed like man, his creation. Thus, you are not born that way. You cannot be born that way. Truth of the matter is this. We're born into sin, all of us. The devil is the ruler of this earth. And he instills in us all types of ungodly thoughts and desires. For he wants our soul. Giving in to those thoughts and desires causes this abomination. You can say you were born that way, but what about a thief? He can also make that same claim. What about the child molester? Can he not make the same claim? The serial killer, he can say he was born that way. He can make that same claim. What about the rapist? Can he not say he was then born that way? Then they all not say they were born that way and send out petitions to have laws passed so that they can continue to practice their sin? Yes, they all can say they were born that way, but in essence, they were not born that way. God is all knowing. He does not make mistakes. He cannot be in error. How is it someone that has all knowledge and everywhere at once and all powerful makes a mistake? It's impossible. Hence, he was not born that way. Now, people are saying that, we should have the right to marry who we want to marry. God's law states, though, a man can marry a woman and a woman can marry a man. That's Mark 10th chapter, 6th verse, indicates, but from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. It does not state that we can marry who we love. When we replace the nouns, male and female, with the substitute pronoun, who, we change then God's intention of marriage. Changing God's intention of marriage opens up avenues for the evil one to come in and causes abominations to fester where none previously did. What about the what pronoun? What about that substitute pronoun? You're going to change it to the what pronoun now? We can marry what we want? Why not? When you change God's will and his intention, what marriage should consist of, it becomes a free-for-all. That's what happens. When you remove God, you invite the evil one. This law is bad. There are some gays and lesbians claiming that their battle for civil rights, they want to equate that with the battle of people of color for their civil rights. It's not the same. Not even the same. Not close. Civil comes from the word civilization. So when you talk about civil rights, you're talking about civilization rights. Now, God created man. He created him like black, brown, white, red, and yellow. He even created different languages for these different colors of man. These different colors of man together encompasses a civilization. That's what the civilization is. People, brown, black, red, yellow, and white. Now, any laws within that civilization are equal and should be granted to any member of that civilization. The laws of this civilization concerning marriage is man and woman. Man and woman. That's the law of this civilization concerning marriage. It's the norm. Now, this civilization has other laws: housing, voting, freedom of speech, religion. Every member of the civilization are granted these rights because they are members of the civilization. And when you try to deny any member of this civilization the rights that are a part of this civilization, then you are denying them their civil rights, their civilization rights.